This is Gerardo Del Real with Resource Stock Digest. Joining me today is the recently appointed president of F3 Uranium, Mr. Raymond Ashley. Ray, it's great to have you back on. It's been a few months. How are you, sir?
Oh, hi, Gerardo. I'm doing really well. Great to be on. Thank you for having me.
Well, let's get right into it. I chatted with you a bit off air and you gave me the best answer I've heard all week. I asked you how life was outside of, the exploration success and work as it related to F3 uranium. And your answer was great. And I wish I heard more of that. You said, I don't really know. I don't do much else but work and focus on this discovery. So clearly, that's starting to pay off in a pretty material way. You had some news here a couple of days ago. You also had some news earlier last month. And so I just wanted to get an update on how the exploration program is coming along. If you could touch on the recent success, and then we could, of course, get into what comes next.
You bet. Look, as you just said, we put out a news release on Tuesday, and that was the handheld spectrometer results from the first 8 holes of our 30-hole summer drill program that's still ongoing as we're speaking now. Look, we're really happy with the results so far in the program. The key outcomes are 2 things. First, we had a great mineralized intersection in hole 68, and hole 68 is on line 60 south, which is 60 meters south of the discovery hole. That hole 68 was 22 meters up dip, so above, towards the unconformity, 22 meters up from hole 60, and hole 60 had been our best hole to date. So this hole 68 hit 19 meters of mineralization. And what's significant is the high-grade core within that was 6 meters of off-scale, 5 meters of which was continuous. So, beautiful, a really beautiful, great mineralized intersection in that hole. And the second thing of significance is that we've managed now to grow the zone 50% in strike length, like north-south, 50% extend it by 50% from where we ended off in the winter program. So now the strike length is 156 meters. And the way we did that is we started with a 15-meter step out. That's what we had done all winter. We were stepping out conservatively to get a handle on the shape of the mineralization and where it was heading. And now that we, the technical team feels more comfortable about that, we were able to step out 30 meters from section 105, 30 slightly bigger step outs. That's how we managed to get it to 156 meters in strike length so far. So, yeah, look, we're only a quarter of the way through the drill program, and we're really happy with how fast things are progressing.
Well, I got to say, and I'll commend you because I was a tad bit critical, me not being a geologist, right? Initially, I was a tad bit critical of the 15-meter step outs. I thought those could have been more aggressive. Me, of course, not being a geologist, I can absolutely appreciate you wanting to get the geometry down first before you go spend shareholder dollars sorting it out in an uneducated way. So I say all that to say that while I was critical of the 15-meter step outs, I absolutely commend you now for the more aggressive step outs and the fact that you're extending the strike length in the manner that you are. Clearly, it was the right approach. So congrats on that front. I also want to congratulate Sam Hartman, who I believe is now the vice president of exploration. And I know you mentioned off air what a big boost to the team his addition has been.
Yeah, absolutely. He was the technical advisor. Now that he's, applying his skills full time to the program and to F3 it really helps the entire team and the entire effort.
What comes next, Ray?
The thing is sorry.
No. Have at it. And then my next question, which I think you were about to answer, was what comes next?
Yeah, that's exactly. Look, a second diamond drill and a second sonic drill are coming to the site in about a week, and that's going to let us do several things that we set out to do. So one is to test exploration targets to the south of the mineralization we've found so far along this shear zone. It's a 3.6 kilometer shear zone, and we have targets along that to look for really additional pods of uranium mineralization. So that's in the plan upcoming. Then we want to continue to grow the zone along strike the way we have, but this time to the north and to the south, and up dip towards the unconformity. We have a plan in this current program to test for flat-lying mineralization at the unconformity or in the sandstones. So to see if this discovery has a component at the unconformity or in the sandstone. So we will look for a target, the best target to try that test. It would be a vertical hole. Maybe it is on line 60 south. That hole 68 is only 17 meters below the unconformity. So it's getting close. If there's still room, though, about 45 meters of room up the shear zone before getting to the unconformity. So, we'll be continuing to test up dip, and where we have strong mineralization near the unconformity, that's where we'll try this test for flat-lying mineralization. So all this is ahead. We're only, as I said, a quarter of the way through the program. The drilling's going very well. That's part of it, is working out the practical matters of drilling in difficult conditions, and we've really done that. The drillers and people have put their noses down and found a way to overcome the difficulties, and so things are really going well. And I completely look forward to the results that are coming ahead of us.
Oh, I'm looking forward to having you back on, Ray. Exciting times. I think it's worth mentioning, as you mentioned in the latest release, but it was further down. And I know a lot of people just look at the headline number and don't tend to appreciate some of the smaller details. But you mentioned in the latest release that all depth measurements reported are downhole and that true thickness is yet to be determined. But you noted that you estimate that the true thickness of the reported intervals in the release is close to the reported interval widths. And I thought that was an important point to make, because oftentimes when we see that the true thickness has yet to be determined, it's very easy in this space, which sometimes, can lead to dubious claims, to just assume, right, that the actual true thickness of the intervals is going to be but a fraction. And I really appreciate you including that in the latest release. It's got to give shareholders a boost of confidence in the numbers that they're seeing.
Yeah, well, that's great. It's great that you noticed that. That is really, often these shear zones are steeply dipping, and diamond drills are used, and because of the difficulty of the conditions with the overburden, steep holes are drilled. And like you say, it's drilling near vertical holes into near vertical structures. And, that's difficult. It's difficult for the reasons you mentioned. And also, it's not the way to learn and to understand how to grow the thing. So that's a big part of how we've come to utilize a sonic drill to get through the casing and a diamond drill to core. And, the other thing is the sonic drill, it wasn't straightforward, but now they've got it down. And, they're putting a casing all the way down through different sandstone in 3 shifts. But more than anything, the holes are also dead straight. So they're doing it fast. And that way, when we have an idea or that we want to test, the holes go where we want them to go. So we learn with each hole. So it's great to be drilling perpendicular and getting near true thickness on the zone that we're trying to expand.
Always exciting to follow a discovery in real time. Ray, I am looking forward to having you back on and looking forward to results. Thank you so much for your time, sir.
Yeah, thank you, sir. I appreciate it. Take care, Gerardo.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Hey everybody, Gerardo Del Real here. If you're enjoying the content that you just saw, you can let us know in 3 simple steps. Hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, and please share across your network and on social media. Take care, everybody.